Hello YouTube. In today's episode, I'm gonna show you my builds and what I use to fight the Hecate, the 6th rank challenge. So yeah,
Pierce through the stars. The experiment begins.
this kind of build, he doesn't really do damage against Hecate, especially in her second form, if you ever get that far with him. I'm not a good player, so I can't really parry her at the moment. So this is his build. I don't really use intro skills, so I might never level it up. And his sequence 0. Next up is
No rush.
Yinlin.
The impatient ones will fall right into our
She's
lap.
not built, like, literally. I don't really like her playstyle, and she's kind of slow in damage. I use the Call of the Abyss because it really looks cool and it has energy regen, and she's a support on the long run, possibly, and the best in slot for Zhang Liao.
No rush. The impatient ones will fall
Her set,
right
as
into our
always,
lap.
as all my supports, have Moonlit Cloud because it was the easiest for me to farm, and because I have 4 sets, so might as well make it useful. She's not built. Literally, no upgrades, no nothing. 0 sequence. I'm not sure if there is a point to get this one. If she's not the main DPS. Now, Verina. I build her full attack because why not? She has of attack, killing potential, so might as well go full attack on her. So I got the Cosmic Ripples. It's not fully maxed as Chi and Yinlin. I didn't really get to use them as much after I got my main team built up. Is I think the only one that has the rejuvenation on. It's not a bad build, but I can't say it's the best. This was a pretty interesting find. I got her skill, Forte and Liberation up because I used to play her with Calcharo, but at the moment it's not really that much of a change over all the characters I have, so I might never pick him again, which is unfortunate because he used to be my main.
Understood.
Now it's time for the
I am
team that I
here
used
to serve your will.
actually kill Hecate, 6th form. Died I think in total 2 times, like I destroyed 2 runs in total on the 6th difficulty. Everything else might be around 6 to 7 deaths. Just for simple mistakes like I can't parry because I use sort of mid-range characters that don't actually have interesting or let's say good attacks that actually hit. She kind of works sometimes to parry, which is weird, and I'm not sure which attack of hers actually parries, so that's a negative on me. I went with full-on energy regen, mostly because I think that's the best way to build her. I didn't get her signature, so I thought I would go with Moonlit Clouds for now. No crit rate as usual, as she crits on intro skill. Sequence 0. I tried to go for her first, but I started keeping for the next patch to get GG. She doesn't have high attack, is unfortunate because I really liked her playstyle. Problem is, I wanted her to be sub DPS or a full-on support between these two. So I went with crit rate and crit damage and a bit of energy regen to be more balanced. Problem was I don't have enough attack damage for her right now. I managed to get her signature, max it out, but doesn't really help her that much without her first sequence. Without the first sequence, she's kind of cooked. Mullet Cloud to double deepen the buff. A 22 for the next release. That's huge. She doesn't have her intro maxed as well. Sequence 0 as usual. Now
May I pray for anything
I got
specific
her,
for you?
I think
It would be my honor.
the first time she came around, I really enjoyed her story, and thus I did a temple on her banner, and I got her twice. So in 20 pulls, I managed to get her to S2, and then in the recent patch, near 2.0, I managed to get her S3, which was more helpful than her S2, because her S2 only works if you're out of combat, but if you explore the map a lot, it's actually pretty convenient. Just get out of combat, and Forte is fully tracked on again, so you don't have to use a full rotation to get her Forte back, which was interesting for me. 66 over 269. I think that's a beautiful ratio. Problem is, it doesn't really have the energy regen, not that she needs it. At this point, she just crits on E, so there's no point for her burst. Mostly because I've seen that the buffs I get only work on one of the abilities I use, and the next one there's a lower chance of me getting it. So I usually and mostly start with her E, and then use her liberation, which might be bad because her liberation has a, let's say, higher shield breaking. Like, she really breaks shields with her burst. So I should have used that in the last decade fight. Because as you saw in my last video, I kept moving away with the grapple out of the Storekeeper's buff by mistake. So here it is, her weapon, her signature. I'm not sure if I said it on stream or not, but I like more this transparent skin. It makes it look as if she uses magic to kill enemies. Well, she kind of is, but it doesn't show her weapon, which is more fun for me. And it may be confusing if you try to pair. So it's fine, I guess. These are her echoes. Because someone in chat asked, what echoes do I have? I have this echo. The defense is the only negative. Everything else look pretty good. Just on the crit damage and crit rate ratio, which I could try to get it better, but will I still get the same amount of good stats? Maybe, but there's no point. I want to try other characters too. I can just stay with one main, like in Forerunner or any other game. For this one, I think I spent like 2000 resonance beacons or whatever those things are for experience, because I had to reroll this thing I think 6 times and I still wouldn't get it. So the 7th time was with luck, as I got crit rate and crit damage, which is huge. I think I also have, if I go on Celestial Light, I have another one that might have better stats, but only on the crit rate side. Same with this one. This is for my full attack, full spectro and attack and spectro and attack and regen tests to see which one does more damage. this is another attack because I've seen that Spectrum attack deals more damage than double attack or double Spectrum. This one was a huge W, but at the end of the day, I did reroll everything else Spectrum. So this was like the first one I got. This one was pretty fast as well. I'm not sure why, but the cost 1 echoes seem to reroll better than everything else. Just not the defense debuffs. I call them debuffs even though they are pretty good. You don't have I think a res 1. If you don't have a res 1, I think she... No, she doesn't get immunity. I thought she would get some sort of resistance, but she doesn't. So her defense might be good if you play co-op, because when you are in co-op, she doesn't stop time for a brief second before using her skill, so you get hit. So that might help you survive. As you might have been seeing in my last video, the one at a pretty bad resolution, you wouldn't get one-shotted by the Hecate, which I think it's mostly because of her defense. Let's see on Zhang Liao. He has more defense but lower HP, which killed him instantly. And back to our kills. Fully level up. You can see the intro. So she's max on intro, level 10. And these are her constellations. I might try to go for S4 because I never had a gacha account with a character that has a full S6. So this might be the first account that I will try to do that. And finally, my old main.
I see my way clear.
Yeah, a lot of crit damage, because I used to pair him up with another buffer for crit rate, which is Storekeeper, because I wanted to see, can he really do damage, or is he like destroyed, is he like defeated. So he works well in fast-paced events, but he doesn't really do that much without grouping, and it's kind of sad because I really liked his gameplay, but because he's hard to use, having in mind that his liberation, if you switch with another character, disappears like instantly. I might have to check that. I'm gonna check that. I don't remember if it does that or not. I haven't played him in a while, but that's the feeling I get when I use him, that if I change, it doesn't work anymore. But with Zhang Liao, I can just do that. I pop him in, I switch back to my buffer, I switch back to him, probably Sanha or Yelin, and then he's back in game. Yeah, that's kind of it. I want to thank the first person to comment my first ever video for asking out what was my Shinshi build
May I pray
and
for
what she
anything
used.
specific for
So, thank you for watching and see you guys next time.
Verity, confined